Emma, we're rolling.
We're rolling.
Right. It's on?
We're rolling, baby.
Happy days. So, everyone, you're very welcome to my first YouTube video. Live an account of James Hempton. And today, basically, what we're going to do is a review of this man beside me, Daire Breen, his transformation over the course of 6 weeks. 6 weeks. It was a quick 6 weeks, but it went very fast. So basically what we're going to do is just like you said there, a review, a synopsis of how the process went, changes that Daire experienced himself, and everything that went into it. So just do an introduction yourself, Daz.
What's the story? I'm Daire Breen. You must have seen me on James's story and his post. First in-person client.
First in person, yeah.
6 weeks it took us. I think after the new year, I wanted to get myself in order. James wanted to get a client, and we said, "Sure, look."
Like I said at the beginning, that you're like a guinea pig.
A guinea pig, exactly.
Guinea pig. So someone I could basically do many trials on and see what the results were.
Test on me.
Yeah. Almost like a little labra. But,
I'm the labra.
Almost like a labra. Well, listen, we're gonna take it back to the beginning, right? So we're just gonna do a little background before we got started. So you came to me roughly. We were organising. I said it before. I remember saying to you before the new year. Kind of had it in mind. Said it to you.
Keep it pipe work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Said it once or twice. Yeah. The new year came and went. About 2 weeks in, I said, "Daire, let's get going. So it was kind of the middle of January. You came down to myself. One sunny evening.
Sunny, yeah. Sat there, ate oranges, I believe.
We had a few oranges, few watermelon sliced in there as well, and we discussed bit of fruit, and we discussed basically the procedure that was going to happen. Well, basically my aims that I had for you then, and how I believe that I could help you out immensely and get the like I said, the best Daire Breen that we could possibly get.
Exactly.
So that was the beginning of it. You went away that day, and then I think it was that Thursday that we came on board, and the process began. So basically, from the beginning, man, remember going back to it, I would have given you a spreadsheet basically, and your goals were set in there. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they were set originally. I think maybe we've done a bit of training beforehand.
I think we did one or two just to see where it was, and then put the goals in. Like I know one of the goals is 10 pull-ups, but I didn't go immediately for that. I wanted to see how much I could do first.
Exactly.
And the way.
And I think, to be honest, it was kind of like a drip by drip approach. Because it wasn't all in at the beginning.
We're both learning.
Exactly, man. It was huge for me, man. Huge for me. And like I always say with people, man, it can become almost overwhelming if you throw everything at once. If I had have given you everything we've done in the 6 weeks in the one day, man, you were like, fuck this.
Yeah, if you did exercise and like diet and meal plans, morning routines, nightly routines, cold showers, if you tried to do it all at once,
it wouldn't happen. Like change does happen. It happens bit by bit. It doesn't happen overnight, but like significant changes do happen when you make kind of the smallest adjustments to your day, like we did. And I think you mentioned something there that I want to get into, man, which is so important because we've been back and forth so much over the course of 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And one of the maybe most significant areas that I love implementing with the clients that I have is developing a morning routine. And I mean, I think when I think about back to everything, I know the training was involved and that was so significant to how you look, obviously, but I was trying to incorporate for you to start the day the best possible way you could. And you've done that tenfold, man. Like the constant voice notes I get when I be in work, I get the phone would bling. Da's brain would come up on the screen and you were just basically, you were walking to work, man. And all I'm hearing is just like enthusiasm coming out to your voice telling me, oh, you've been in the cold water this morning, you know, you've done your Wim Hof, you've done a bit of mobility, and you're feeling fresh as a daisy, man. So the question I would have to you, Daz, is like, did the morning routine create almost more awareness in your life?
Yeah, absolutely.
Big time.
Before I started this, I'd be getting up just bare minimum to be able to get ready, to get breakfast and go. So before you even know you're starting work and you haven't given yourself any time at all. So with the morning routines, got up at about 6 o'clock in the morning, had 6 or 7 would get up, do a bit of mobility.
Yeah,
which is class. Feels so good after you showed me a few videos. You just feel so much looser. Your body feels so good.
Like Ian can relate to now as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you do mobility. I did a bit of meditation, a bit of Wim Hof breathing, maybe before the cold shower.
Yeah,
the blood pumping. The cold shower is the biggest.
I was just gonna say, if you had to pick one, what would you have picked?
It's the cold shower, because when you're in there, like you wake up in the morning and you're in this warm bed. and you feel so nice, and I'm like, James wants me to have a cold shower, right? Because I wanted to as well.
Yeah.
So I'd go into the shower and I'd stand there and just look at the nozzle for like 30 seconds. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, come on, please. And it eventually hit it, and it's not nice to start with.
No,
obviously,
it's the most uncomfortable feeling going, man.
It's rotten. And because, especially the cold shower compared to the water, it's going to hit different parts of your body, so you're turning around, different parts getting cold. And at the start, it's quite hard to get yourself into it. After it, you feel amazing because you put yourself through so much voluntary stress.
Yeah, big time, man.
And you come out of it, and you're so much aware. It's like you've had to take coffees, and it's completely natural.
Yeah. Like I said, it's better than any coffee you'd ever drink.
Absolutely.
Man. You just your level of alertness goes through the roof, man.
Yeah.
Because your body's been under that stress for the period of time, maybe 3 or 4 minutes that you've been in the shower. Mm-hmm. You come out, you're euphoric, man.
Exactly.
Your endorphins just flooding the system. You know what I mean? You just feel amazing, and then you're ready to attack the day.
And then the awareness comes in. So like, if I would have been half asleep going to work beforehand. Now I'm wide awake. You're just walking around, just being present, just looking at things, just looking at people, looking at wherever you're walking, instead of just walking on your phone. Like, I'll be walking through school kids, all them walking on their phones, so I'll just be kind of looking around. You're a lot more aware.
Yeah, it almost makes you more curious as well.
Yeah,
because think about it, man. When you say, for instance, previously, before we obviously met, we got this going with even the morning routine and everything. So you were getting up out of the bed, and you were just kind of nice and warm. Like, because you were comfortable, man, too comfortable. Because you put yourself through that uncomfortable period of time, 3 or 4 minutes, and you're so high alert, man. You're taking in so much more of the world. Mm-hmm. You're much more aware. And I remember one thing you did say to me at one stage, man, was when you were getting the bus to work, when you were commuting to work, and you were noticing people around you, and you're noticing their habits, and you're almost relating how could they start their day like that. Not in a judgmental way, but you're kind of seeing it from your own point of view. Like, now you're almost so much further ahead because of what you've done with your morning routine. Yeah, you set yourself so well. You set yourself so well up for the day.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember the person I saw is in Swords, and it was at like 8:30 or something in the morning, and they clearly didn't shower. They had like hair stuck to their head. Yeah. They're having a smoke and a coffee sitting at the bus stop. They just look completely miserable. I was like, how can you start your morning like that? They're setting up the day the wrong way. Yeah. You know, that day, is it going to be good or bad? It's most likely going to be good. 100%. Most likely going to be bad.
And this is why it's so important to start your day off on the right foot. Yeah. And I think that's one thing you've definitely implemented yourself out of habit now, because you've done it so much. Mm-hmm. Is that you know how to approach every day.
Yeah.
And I think that's so key, man. When we wake up in the morning, I mean, we have so many decisions, but if we have practical tools in place, such as the mobility, such as maybe just being grateful for the day, with gratitude, cold shower, man. It helps us, man. The day goes so much more better. You know what I mean?
Unbelievably better.
Definitely, man. Definitely so, and I'm so glad that you took that on board, man. Because that was kind of one of the key points I wanted to make with people is focus in on making the morning the most key moment of the day, because it is, like you said, you seen that woman that was there with smoking the coffee. She's just out of bed. You almost feel sorry for someone like that. You kind of wish you could help them, man. Because the thing is, you're so much further ahead, like I said. So much further ahead. And you have so much awareness attached to it as well. And you're just moving in the right direction. Mm-hmm. And also, like you said before, man, you also done C-dips with me as well.
Yeah.
How you can handle stress then after that is just like... It's a different game completely.
Different gravy.
Different gravy.
Like, I noticed doing the C-dips, work itself was so less stressful. Yeah. Like, if I was stressed about a few projects or whatever, and compared to getting up in the morning, and I remember one day we went to, there was sleet, you, myself and Niall went to, there was sleet coming from the clouds, and we were going in, and it was so uncomfortable. We were all standing there
it was horrible.
Are we actually going to do this? Yeah. And we all got out, we ran in, or walked in, gingerly or tentatively, went in, stayed there for 5 minutes, got out, and felt absolutely amazing after. And I went into work that day, and nothing fazed me, because it's, whatever it is, it's not as bad as going into the sea at 7:30 in the morning when it's freezing.
No, not at all, man.
So
there's nothing more, Jesus Christ. It's like, the way I kind of compare it to, man, it's just, say for instance, it's like you can do 50 press-ups now, and say going to work is like doing 20 press-ups. That's the easy part. You've done the hard bit already. Yeah. Nothing else is going to faze you, man, because your level of stress is much higher. Your tolerance for stress is much higher. Yeah. Because you're exposing yourself to the cold water. And one thing I did feel from all of us doing it together, man, was there's so much of a bond that's created just going through that experience together, because the whole reflection is about how everyone's feeling, man. And that was, I think, a great thing over the 6 weeks that's created. Obviously, it was in person, man, but that can be created with any client and coaches. The bond that you then create together, because my best interest is your best interest, you know, and that's what I'm really looking for, is to get the best Daire Breen. And that's what we've done. That's what we've done. I think you would say yourself that maybe this is the best you've may ever felt before, you know what I mean?
It is.
And so may that continue, man. So may that continue, you know what I mean? That's what we're going to try and maintain over the long run. But for the 6 weeks, man, there was just outstanding development throughout. And I think one of the brilliant things about you, lads, and what everyone would kind of seek in a client, is someone that is very open-minded, willing to learn, and willing to apply what's being asked them as well, man. You know, you applied everything, like I said, the morning routine, cold swims, the work that we done in the gym. We'll talk about that in a sec, but just every part of it was just down to a T, and that's what I definitely seek with a client, is someone that's gonna be taking on board basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, you want to be ready to change.
I think one thing, you want to be willing as well. You have to be willing, man.
Yeah,
willing and ready to change, definitely. So we'll come back, because people have probably seen the photo, man. The before and after the 6 weeks. It's hard to believe it was 6 weeks. It like I said, man, it went so quick. And in total, I think roughly between ourselves, we done definitely over 15 sessions. So we done quite a bit of work. It was definitely quite a bit of work.
Yeah, we saw each other a good number of times.
A good bit, yeah. And like I said, that's what the bond got stronger through that. Going back to the training, is there any aspect of the training that you've learned now that you enjoy doing? Was there any aspect of the 6 weeks was there anything new that you didn't see before and you may implement now, or even that you just like doing?
Because I would have gone to the gym a bit beforehand, and I would have just been doing the normal like bench presses or shoulder presses, or just using weights a lot of the time. I noticed when I started working with you, it was a lot more body weight focused, a lot more control. Those, like, the prime example is the rings, the wooden rings. Yeah. Where you can go on the lat machine, you can keep adding the weight, but if you're pulling yourself up with the rings and slowly letting yourself come down,
keeping all that tension, man,
keeping attention, doing the negative pull-ups basically, you're getting so much strength, and it's not only your lats or whatever part of the back of training.
Well, it's one thing I love is the core is always engaged.
The core,
with a lat pull down, it's a great machine. Don't get me wrong, man, but you're sitting there.
You're there with the things on your knees. You can't move.
No, you can't move. It's just it's isolating muscle. Where this was trying to incorporate it on a much greater scale, more muscles.
Full body workouts.
Full body, man. Full body. Yeah.
And it shows you don't need just to keep increasing weights to like. We didn't use many weights in our sessions. It was a lot of bodyweight stuff. Yeah. A lot of bodyweight exercises.
With then weight added to it. Then once you could conquer the bodyweight, then we started adding weight in it.
Exactly. For instance, I remember I told you I didn't understand how people could do weighted pull-ups. Yeah. Because pull-ups on their own are so difficult. Yeah, yeah. And then by the end of it, I actually had 10 kg on, but I had 5 kg on, and you know it just goes to show, just from doing bodyweight. Yeah. You can add on the weight after.
100%, man. 100%.
Nail it down first.
Yeah. You know. And it's great. Like I said to you at the beginning there, you couldn't do pull-ups. We didn't. You couldn't do them. So like I said, we start with a negative, and negatives for positive results, man. And that's how it's gone. You know what I mean? You control your body to a point where you could actually pull yourself down and up. Yeah. We started with the eccentric and then concentrically from the bottom up. You could do it, man. You could definitely do it. And was there any other changes, just even based on cardiovascular, man?
I was going to mention.
You were very unfit when you came into me.
Yeah, so it's like, if you stop playing sports and you just kind of keep fit with your, like, doing muscular exercise, even if you're not overweight, you become unfit. Like, I couldn't run much at all. I know you implemented cardio. Yeah, a lot of cardio. Routines. And
something that you picked up very well. I knew you liked cycling before, so we increased, or say we introduced the use of the spin bike for a warm up.
Yeah.
You just went flat, man. You just got so fit so quick.
Yeah, it was amazing. We started off in the cross trainer.
Yeah, that was a struggle. Remember the first 10 minutes was 1.2, which is 1.2. Yeah.
So we had that. Then we went on to the spin bike or the Kaiser bike, to do warm ups. And they were intense enough warm ups as well. In fairness, you'd be sweating a lot. Yeah. I know I'd go on the treadmill as well if I was in the gym on my own. I know you introduced me to the spin classes.
Spin class, yeah, man. And like I said before, man, I think Perpetua, mention Perpetua. Great way to do it, man. You know, people often seek we like a team. It's like a team going to train together, and you're all on the spin bike. I know it's very individual, but once you have that kind of environment of people are around you, they're all pushing each other. It's so much more encouraging.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to get fit as well, man. I think that's a feeling that you may now have, is the feeling of being physically fit.
it feels great.
Yeah.
It absolutely does.
And I think from that, man, you look more alert as well. I think big time since I've been around you, and even when I was looking back on the 2 photos only last night, I was looking at your eyes, man. And I know obviously it was different times. The photo one was kind of maybe midday, and then the one that we got last Sunday was kind of just afternoon time, man. But if you actually look at your whole complexion, man, you're much more awake now. It's almost like you're much more alert because of movement.
Yeah. That's definitely a change. You just, I don't know. It's kind of it makes sense. Like it's obvious. We're animals. We're supposed to be moving. We're not supposed to be sitting down looking at screens all day. So obviously it's going to be unhealthy with that lifestyle. So man. When I started moving more and I started exercising more, of course you're going to see these changes. It's not rocket science. Like
exactly.
It's just
but it has to be done though.
It takes it has to be done. It takes effort and it takes willpower and it takes you getting up with your little inner bitch saying, let's stay in bed, it's warm. It takes that bit to get out. But once you do it, it's the health benefits outweigh.
And 100%, man. And talking about mobility and obviously you're a much more confident guy as well. One thing I did focus on was improving your posture.
Yes,
And was there anything that comes to mind now that I say, man? Was there anything that you remember from the time together that we done that I always said to you, this will improve your posture?
I know when we were training the back, we'd always do the exercises, the class with the back.
So get exactly. So because we're so used to sitting forward, like you said, looking at screens and sitting down all day.
And even I'd be at a desk a lot. I consciously keep realising now that I'm actually slouching. So
you're more aware of it now.
More aware of it, yeah. Because I see people around the office and they're all kind of.
Exactly, like man. Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, I was only saying to Ian earlier on, man, it's becoming so common for people leaning forward so much now that it's cutting off the blood flow to their head, man. Because they're literally leaning forward so much that it's literally the blood's struggling to get up there, man. And this is becoming a real issue. But even on a biochemical level, man, inside you're feeling much more confident because your shoulders are back. Definitely your posture. One thing I noticed in the photo as well, your posture is much more, man. And like I said, when you stand up straight with your chest out, the shoulders back, the neck up, I mean, you're much more domineering. You've much more confidence about yourself as well.
Yeah, it sends chemical signals to your brain. Signals. You're not if you're all clasped, if you're not looking at people in the eye, you're keeping your head down. You're
feeling a sense of nervousness.
You're making yourself a beta male. You're walking around and you're going to be pushed around with people. But if 100%. You actually stand up, look at people in the eyes, one, it's not actually scary. That a lot of people like have social anxiety. It's not scary if you actually look at people and actually talk to them.
It's getting over that fear.
Once you get over it, and you feel like a different person. I'm not saying I was like this walking around, you know what I mean? But I could definitely feel the difference in my posture.
100%,
absolutely, man. And then a difference in your mood.
Yeah, big time, man. It all correlates, man. How you hold yourself, like it's so much importance to how you feel, man. So much importance. And one thing I was gonna mention there. So basically, we've covered quite a bit there already, guys. Quite a bit. I would ask you now, how would you sum up the Daire Breen now compared to before? What's the key differences in the Daire Breen 6 weeks ago to the Daire Breen now? Well, how would you describe? No, I'm talking to you like you're in the third person here. But how would you describe yourself now compared to 6 weeks ago?
I'd say just more aware, less stressed, less anxious, more confident, looking forward to the day more than sometimes you wake up and you're like, I just want to go back to bed. You don't get that as often at all.
Wow. That's big.
Yeah, it is.
That's huge, man. That's huge.
Kind of have a want to do more healthy activities.
Yes.
You know, I noticed that this just by a complete byproduct of our training. I was looking at my screen time. My screen time's gone down.
Yeah.
I don't watch Netflix as much as I would at all.
You're investing your time in better ways.
Exactly. Yeah. And like haven't really played any FIFA or anything. And it's kind of I've kind of got the feeling where if you know you're doing something beneficial and you know it's good for you, why would you care about what people are thinking? You know, that was a huge thing where, look, if you're doing something stupid and you know it's stupid, you should be conscious about it.
Yeah.
If you're doing something that you actually like doing, you're doing something that's beneficial for you.
You should have no fear about it.
Why should you mind about what other people think? It shouldn't really be a factor because...
And like I said, man, if you've gone through the process of exposing yourself to the cold water and being through that stress, how would the stress of thinking about someone else? It's like nothing, man.
If they're talking to you, like, who are you?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Were you there this morning in the cold, in the shower? Like, surely the sea is more scary than you.
Exactly.
You know, so
and it is.
It puts everything in perspective. That's another thing. A lot of perspective I've gained.
Yeah.
Like little problems that people kind of complain about, like just stupid stuff, like I didn't get a coffee this morning, or the Wi-Fi isn't connecting, or likes on Instagram or something, and you're thinking, like, you should be thinking from practicing gratitude as well. You should be thinking every day, or you could be thinking every day, I have running water, I'm in like a temperate climate, we don't get droughts, we don't get hurricanes, we don't get floods. You've people to talk to, we can go to a supermarket and buy any food we want.
So you're much more appreciative, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. If you should be, like, people get bogged down in the stupidest things, and you want to slap them, so you have a bit of perspective. Like, we're living in the best time a human can live at the moment, and we have the best quality of life any human has ever.
And was that something that you didn't see before as much?
I was trying to gain perspective on it, but this has definitely helped, especially with the awareness of the cold water. That kind of bullshit goes out the window, and you just kind of think, I can go home now and have a glass of water.
There's nowhere else you're going to be when you're in the water but the here and now. Exactly. You know what I mean? You can't be anywhere else.
You actually can't. It's not like I'm not going to think about stuff. I remember we were there, and it was me, you and Niall, and we came out of the water, and Niall asked me, was I out the Saturday gone? And I said, no, I actually can't think. Give me a second. I can't actually you can't formulate thought. You're just in the moment because you're so stressed. Your body's so stressed that you're in kind of survival mode.
It's too much of a shock, man.
Yeah, and you're not worrying about all these little problems because they just float away. Like.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
So that's the difference between the Daire Breen. I was saying a term. I hate when people talk in terms. The difference between me now and me beforehand. It's all the things that we mentioned there. It's just it's health. I'm healthier. I'm more aware. As I said, less anxious, less stressed, and it's not taking a pill from the doctor to be less stressed. It's actually making the chemicals yourself in your body, changing your habits.
And what does Wim Hof say?
Oh, you are the alchemist.
He does indeed. He does indeed. I mean, you're controlling all that, which is brilliant, man. It shows that you power over yourself as well.
Exactly.
Which is empowering in itself.
It just takes a bit of effort, which most people are too lazy to do.
But you feel, obviously, after going through that experience, it's well worth doing.
100%.
There we go.
Now, of course it is. Yeah. I mean, well, what's the worst thing, like, to be comfortable your whole life? And then if we're lucky enough to make it to 60 or something, let's just say. Yeah. Imagine thinking back and you're like, in my 20s, I sat around all day and I did nothing. And now I'm too old to get in the best shape of my life. Yeah. Or would you go to... man, it'd be a scary thought. Imagine me 60 years old and thinking, I didn't...
You let it pass you by.
Yeah.
You let it pass you by. Because like when you're in your 20s, man, you want to look as good as you can get. You know what I mean?
You have an opportunity now.
You want to be attractive, man.
Exactly.
How good does it feel? You know what I mean?
It feels great.
You walk in, like that's what you get from the confidence. Mm-hmm. People looking at you going, oh, this guy, he's really attractive. Oh, look how he stands. Look at the shape of his body. And then your mindset as well, man.
Yeah.
You're so powerful, man. So powerful. Because you've endured so much, such as the cold water, such as the stressful workouts, etc.
Voluntarily as well.
Voluntarily, put yourself forward to, man. Yeah. And you're a better man for it there. Exactly. And I just want to say thanks a million for coming on this journey with me, man. I really appreciate it, bro. Listen,
first of many.
First of many is right. It's been a pleasure. And I think we're going to leave it there. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Hope you took something from it. It was a pleasure. This journey me and Daire have been on together, and so may it continue.
Indeed.
All the best. Thank you. Please tell me that recorded, Please tell me that recorded.
Did you bring the memory card?
Very, very good.
Was that good?
Yeah, that was one, bro.